Dear learners, welcome to this video on component of multimedia. You will learn about the hardware and software requirement for the multimedia development and describe the basic element of multimedia. So, these two topics we will cover in this video program. So, what are the component we required for developing the multimedia packages and also how to play, that means how to use the multimedia packages. So, we need to develop if you want to develop the multimedia, then we need a certain requirement for developing the multimedia components or multimedia packages, and after developing the user to play the multimedia or to use the multimedia packages, what are the requirement is needed for the user end also we will discuss. For developing the multimedia, we need to have a system to capture the content and authoring the multimedia presentation, and need for more hardware element. For example, if you want to record a audio or video, so we need a specific equipments like a mic or speaker, like that you need a hardware component also. And also if you want that very accurate recording or accurate sound and video program, you need a high specification development hardware equipment is required for that. And to play back the system, that means how the user will use the multimedia package. To use the multimedia, the user required to play the multimedia titles, or they used to have a low specification comparatively. For if the user have a low specification system than the developmental system. So, specification should be known as that when they want to, the specification should be very low, that means they want to play only that. So, for playing the multimedia, they need a lower specification of the system. So, let us discuss further what are the system you need to have is system units, that is we already know about, you have learnt in the previous units or previous course blocks and all. You know about the central processing unit where all the processing is done, and similarly for multimedia development also we need a very high end central processing unit and random access memory, that is we used to call as a RAM, where all the program and data are stored during the process. And we need a read only memory, that is ROM, used to store the permanent programs such as the developmental, that means authoring tools and all we need to store, and also we need to storing the permanent programs such as a BIOS. And further we need a secondary storages like a hard disk, floppy and CD-ROM, zip disk and etc. Earlier days we use a floppy disk, nowadays we use the pen drive and other equipment to store that, whatever the material we are developing, the program we have developing, or the component which we are going to discuss in coming shortly. So, these are the information or data we need to store in the secondary storage devices. And also physical architecture of the system unit, that is a motherboard contains CPU, RAM and ROM, and plug-in boards contains interfaces for video, audio, communication, etc. Here we need to specifically see the system should have the interfaces for the audio video cables and audio video components. That is very much needed because this multimedia packages should have the audio video program to integrate it, and the complete package will have all the elements, that means text, audio, video, animation, etc. So, we need all type of hardware equipments is required for developing the multimedia components. And further we need input and output devices So input output devices know about that, that is a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and other graphical equipments like if you can add on to the printer for hard copy. Suppose sometimes we need to take the printout and then we can scan it and then we can digitize and we can put it in the multimedia component. Sometimes you can see that you need a joystick type of thing where you can draw the images on the computer. And further, we need a digital camera for still or moving images. So camera is very important to capture the information. Some of the things we cannot capture through camera. So what some graphics or some images we need to draw by hand, and after completing the drawing we can digitize by scanning this particular drawing, and we can embed it or we can insert it in the multimedia packages. So for that particular these type of work we need some input and output devices where we can capture the information for the multimedia purpose. And before getting into the basic element of the multimedia, so we need to have a hardware and software for developing or designing for the multimedia packages. So getting into the basic elements of multimedia, which we have discussed the earlier video also, here we will emphasize on all the component. There are basic elements are 5, that is text, graphic, animation, and video and audio. So we will discuss one by one. What is the text? Text are characters that are used to create a word, sentence, and paragraph. So we need characters to create words and sentences. We can use as a titles, we can use as a box where we can put all text inside the box, and also we can put it in the bullet form where the component can be specifically highlighted for the particular topic. So if you are planning for the text based page, we used to call as a screen. Each screen limit is maybe a 20 to 30 words or 7 to 10 words per line. So and also fonts should be very clear, easy to read, and of appropriate color. So for example, if it is a blue background, you can use yellow, white, or light blue for the font color, and also font size and everything. If it is the background, if dark background, then if you are putting the dark color of font, that will not able to read properly, it will create a problem for the user. And similarly, you can use a light color background and you can use a dark color font color. So that will create a very good impression or very good easy to read by the user. So see, these are the some of the tips we have to take care while developing the multimedia using text. And text may be you can use the appropriate the font size also. So maximum that multimedia we can use a sans serif type of text where the for example, the title can be the Arial and Comic Sans and all. The body may be the Time Romans and all. This is all the depends on how we can present the font size and font type, so that the reader can easily read the content without any strain on their eyes. So also appropriate the size between the lines. So we have to give the line space between the each line, so that can be easily read by the user. So some of the text, you can see that the text can be converted into hypertext. So hypertext is a text which contain link to the other text, that is called a hypertext. So the term hypertext was invented by Ted Nelson around 1965, and the text hypertext is therefore usually non-linear. That means, for example, this PowerPoint, if you can see this PowerPoint is a linear presentation where one by one the presentation is coming up one by one. If you want the non-linear type, if you can click the particular hyperlink, it will lead to the fifth or sixth slide. So the hypertext can be used for instead of the plain text. Here is a hypertext, that means normally we used to read as a linear based one by one. When it is a hypertext, you can jump from one page to different pages and come back to the original page or original text. That will help the learners where they can jump into the other places. For example, where to use the hypertext. If you are giving the definition and you are telling about some paragraph about some topic, that particular topic you can give the hyperlink if they want to see the example of that particular text. So you can give the hyperlink where the student can click the hyperlink and go to the example page, and then they can read the examples. Like that you can create a hypertext. And also hypermedia. Hypermedia is not a constraint to the text base. It can be include the other media, for example graphics, image, and especially to continue the media, that is sound and video. So hypermedia also can be used for that in the multimedia packages. So Ted Nelson was also the first to use this term. He is only the coined this term hypertext and hypermedia. And these are the thing hypermedia where you can move to the text to sound, sound to graphic, graphic to video and all. These are the hypermedia, we can use it in the multimedia packages. So coming to the graphic in multimedia. So graphic is very important, as you know that digital representation of non-text information such as drawing, graph and photograph will help the viewer to understand the concept very clearly. When you are presenting the photograph, that easily we can learn the information through image. Okay. For example, if the research says that viewer can easily capture the information using the photograph or picture than the text based information. So the graphics can be photograph or drawings or slides and maps where you can see that countries and all other things we can show to them. Instead of explaining by using text, the map can be explained, the visualizing the countries and areas, that will help the viewers to understand easily. And also graphs helps them to how much percentage we can divide, and then we can show this much percentage of the user is using this particular website, or like that we can represent the information through pictures. And also we can use charts and illustration by directly on the screen. You can capture the screen and then you can give it to the user for that particular to understand the concept. So these are the where we can use the graph in the multimedia. And coming to the next one is a very important term is a animation. So what are the type of animations are there? There are 2D animation or the linear animation and the 3D animation. So flipping through a series of still images, it is called animation, because moving the images, we are moving one by one images which form a animation, and the series of graphs that create an illusion of the motion. That means if you are providing the series of graph and if you have a motion, then it will create a animation. So that is there. There are two type of animations. One is a 2D animation and another one is a 3D animation. 2D is a linear animation where it will go one by one like type of things. That means moving the text from one place to another place, and moving the image one place to another place, or blinking the eyes. These are some of the 2D animations. The 3D animation will give the physical movement like type of thing. So developing the animation will get more time and also costly than the text based or graphic based multimedia. If it is necessary to the particular component where you are creating or the content, if the animation is required, then only you need to go for the animation. So because that is taking the time, if you are going for the 3D animation, the planning is very important, and also the developing software is very costly than the normal 2D animation. You can for example 2D animation can be used use the PowerPoint. It is a very simple software where you can use it through 2D animation. For example, if you want to develop a 3D animation kind of thing, then you need a special software like a Maya and all you need to buy, and you have to special skill is required to develop the 3D animation. And coming to the next component, that is called audio in multimedia. So audio, which includes a voice, music or sound with a special effects, which gives the audience or to listen the things, or otherwise you can give the basic music using the text also, will provide the effective to the content. So that is important. For example, audio type helps the people who are not able to visualize the content. Suppose they can, auditory learners are there, then they can easily listen the audio and learn the things or capture the information what they want to, what they require. And video also is a which includes the short footage for the lectures or film or documentation, animated film. So small sort of videos can be used to disseminate the information. So photograph images that are played back at the speed of 15 to 30 frames a second, that provide a appropriate full motion which can be captured as a video. So for recording the video also you need a specific equipments to record the information, and after recording the information you have to incorporate with the multimedia packages. Till now we have learnt about the 5 basic elements, that is text, graph, audio, video and animation. After that we can move into the further we can move that navigation is one of the component which helps the design the multimedia package very effectively. So navigation design means the creating the interfaces that help people understand where they are, where they can go and how to get the things properly. So if you have a proper navigation, that means click here to know the information about the website, or click here to know about the courses offering by that particular university, or click here to know the new product available in that particular website, or click here to buy some garments for kids, like that. These are the some of the navigation where the user directly go into that particular place to get the information, otherwise they have to go linearly one by one to get the information. So navigation is helping the user to get information immediately or whatever they want to know about it, and then they know where to go to and collect the information from the particular multimedia packages to get the information. And the navigation can be the linear based navigation, That means one by one, after reading this particular place, then they will go to the next page and they will go to the next screen, like that the linear navigation. And hierarchical navigation is that particular branch type of navigation, where after one, if they get yes, then they will go to the other component, and if they are not they do not want, then they will go to the other type of navigation. These are the hierarchical type of navigation. This can be also designed in the multimedia package. And other one is a non-linear, where that is it's not linear, where they can jump into one screen to other screen and the other screen to other screen, like that they can jump into that. For that we can plan properly using the hyperlinks or otherwise hypermedia to jump one place to other place. So here the designing is very important if you are going for the non-linear type of navigation. And coming next one is interactivity. So interactivity is a design user interface, and designing interactivity and navigation will help the user to capture the information in several ways. That means the application is branching or a navigational structure. That means from one place to another place, they can easily move from the one information to the other information. To provide the navigational information, we need some tools are available. We can use icons, we can use buttons, and these are some of the example I have given here, that this type of buttons can be easily used. For example, if it is a round circle with a cross symbol, means that you are going to close that particular application. Or if it is a book symbol where you can read the information more, and type of thing, you can, the home button will go to the home page of that particular software, and graphic symbol leads to provide you graphical information. So these are the icons where we can relate the information with using this icon, or otherwise you can use a buttons to navigate the thing. For example, if you can see F, that is a Facebook. If it is a small bird flying, is a Twitter. So these are the button which implies that you can, if you are clicking that particular button, you can move to the particular I mean there's known to the buttons and all, which is known to the people, where they can easily move to that particular component. So this some of the example I have given for the interactivity. One is pull down menu, where you can click on that particular menu, then other menus will come. From there you can move to the particular information, where you can click and then move to the page. You can interact with that particular component. And next one is like a drag and drop type of information, where you can drag it and place the object in the target place. So this will help, the interactivity will help when you are creating the type of assessment type of thing. Then this type of navigation dragging system helps to navigate the information. And this is a hyperlink test glossary, where you can keep at the end of the page, that you can click on particular, if the user click on A, then all the A glossary will coming into that. So all the A to Z will have a hyperlink. The user can click any letter, then they can get the glossary of that particular package. And authoring tools, that is very important. Authoring tools are helps the designer to develop the software packages. So this tool is a software package which develop the multimedia packages. The developer can use it to create and package the content deliverable to the end user. So what are the authoring softwares are available? That is earlier it is a Macromedia Director, Flash, and PowerPoint is a very lowest very simple software, where you can use it for multimedia type of packages. You can create it. As we discussed the hardware and software, minimum we need a Pentium 4 processor with 1.5 gigahertz speed and RAM of 256 MB and a video capturing card, graphic card and networking card, and also painting and drawing tools like for example CorelDRAW, Illustrator, like this. 3D model you need a 3D Studio Max, and image editing tools like a Photoshop and Adobe thing you need it, and sound editing also, sound editor, cool editing is needed to make the packages for developing the multimedia components. And to summarize this, whatever we have learnt in this video, we learnt about the requirement of hardware and software, and also we learnt about the basic element of multimedia like graphics, text, animation, video, audio, navigation and interactivity. Thank you.